What's up, guys? Welcome back to Brandi's 2 Cents. As you know, I'm Brandi. Before we go any further, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, if you like this video, make sure you share it so other people can get more dope content like this. Y'all see my big brother's back yet again.
You said so they can get dope?
Yeah, dope content.
Oh, dope content. Oh, all right, cool. My bad.
As y'all see, my big brother's back. You know, I just like picking his brain about things. I really feel like it's really helpful to me off camera. So what better way than to bring it to you guys? So today we're going to talk about that whole debt reduction and that whole conversation around the snowball method versus, what is it, avalanche, something like that. I've used snowball, but I've heard lots of people with success stories around, is it avalanche? Avalanche.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's see your thoughts.
Yeah, cool. So before we get into those two methods, I want to say the importance of debt reduction.
Yeah.
So a lot of people want to skip that part of the process, and I do think there's a way where you can build wealth and pay off debt at the same time. I'm not all about just paying off your debt and don't build wealth. I think you can balance the two.
Absolutely.
I think it's needed. But the importance of paying off debt is most debt, consumer debt, like credit card debt, runs you around 15-16% interest, right? You're not going to get that consistently in the stock market if you want to invest there. You're not going to get that in real estate if you want to invest there. You'll normally get like 7-10% in those two with those two methods. But
right.
If you pay off your debt, you're automatically building your wealth. So think about it. If you're paying something that's costing you $16 on a $100 bill and you're paying that off, that's an automatic savings built in that you can then invest elsewhere. But the two methods that Brandi talked about, I personally like the avalanche, but we'll start with the snowball. Okay. So that is taking your smallest debt. Let's say you have 5 debts out there. You'll take your smallest one first, regardless of the interest rate, and you'll pay that one first and take that money and pay the next and the next and the next. And at the end of the day, you'll have this big snowball of no debt. That's kind of the concept of that.
Right.
The avalanche method, which I like a little bit more, it kind of fits my personality, is you take the biggest debt first, knock that out, and then you work your way down. So you're kind of building the avalanche as you go down the hill. You're building that, and at the end, it's all gone.
Right.
There's one more method, though, that I think is important for people to understand as well. It's a little bit more complex. It's the interest method. So you take your highest interest payment and you pay that first. A lot of people like that because that is where they see the most impact. So if you have a credit card with like 18-20%, you'll pay that off first, and then you'll work your way down to like the interest, maybe like student loans, which are typically 5-6%. Which right now,
pay them joints off, Biden.
Right now, Biden might pay them off. So I wouldn't say, be in a rush to pay your student loans, pay off everything else, and then Biden may pay them off, but we'll get them out of. No, I'm just joking. We'll see what happens with that. But those are the kind of the 3 methods that I'm familiar with as far as paying off debt.
So when you talk about like whether you're using snowball, start with the easier one and building your way up, or this avalanche of interest, so essentially, are you taking all your extra money and throwing it over there? Like are you just paying a payment and a half? Like, what's the best tactic to kind of make these snowballs or avalanches happen?
Yeah, that's a great question because and I'll be transparent. When Shanice and I first started this journey, we tried to pay off debt, and we were focused on that. But we didn't necessarily have a clear budget set out. So we would pay off, let's just say, $500 to $600 a month in credit card debt, but then accumulate $700 to $800 on another credit card. So I would say the best thing to do first is set your budget, right? Set your budget and how much monthly income you want to go to allocate towards your debt. You still want to be saving in the process. You still want to have, your investments in the process. That's my opinion. But set a percentage, and as your income grows, the cool thing about the percent doesn't change, but the amount changes. So if you're saying, hey, for the next 3 years, I want to put 20% of my money towards debt. Well, ideally, you're having income increases, you're having promotions, you're having bonuses and things of that nature. Keep that same percentage with any extra income that you have coming in.
So I think a part 2 of that question is, I know for me, again, I use snowball. Hindsight being 2020, I probably would have enjoyed avalanche like you. But I got to the point where, okay, they always tell you to kind of have that emergency fund, and then start paying off debt, right? So then when you talk about percentages and like making that budget, saying for instance you're going to put 20% of your money towards debt. So how would I determine how much I want to put towards debt and save? You know what I'm saying? Or is it better to be at this point, if you're really trying to do this debt reduction as fast as possible, once you have your emergency fund, you're not really trying to save. You're putting that percentage towards debt.
Yeah, I think
that makes sense.
That's a great question. It's an individual decision, but for me, I always advise to invest or save. Really to invest. So the decision is once you have your savings account or your rainy day fund, and then you say, hey, how do I want to spend this money? Do I want to invest it? Do I want to pay off debt? I think especially with the market that we came out of, the bull run where we had 20-30% gains in the stock market, sometimes even more, you don't want to necessarily miss that opportunity. That's why I say I think it's a balance. So for me, I was at 50-50. I still have a little bit of debt I'm paying off now, but I'm really at like 80 investing, 20 debt, because it's so manageable and it's so close to being done. I don't want to miss the investment opportunities that are out there. So I think you need to look at your individual situation and kind of make that determination.
80% investing and 20 saving off of your extra money left.
So out of the 100% that I have of quote extra money that I'm putting to work, 80% of that is in the market. 20% of that I'm paying off the rest of my debt. Okay. But again, that number has shifted greatly from when we first started our journey. Now that we're almost closing out the debt piece, we don't want to miss out the investment opportunities. So I think it's definitely important for you to look at your individual situation and say, where am I at? If you are, bogged down by debt, it's really no point of over leveraging in any kind of market. Throw that money to your debt, whether you want to use the avalanche, snowball, or interest rate method. And there's cool calculators online. Brandi, you share them on your channel, but it doesn't even take a lot of work. You can literally type in debt 1, debt 2, debt 3, debt 4, and it will help you do the avalanche method or the snowball method and kind of walk it out for you.
Okay. No, listen, I just want to make sure because I mean, like there was a time where I was debt free. I bought some homes, so I'm a little bit. I mean, I got good debt, right?
Right.
But I think it's always good to hear other people's perspectives and kind of I would say be able to adjust that.
Can we stay on good debt for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I one of the frustrations I have with financial conversations is there is a such thing as good debt. If you look at a company like Apple, right? Apple is the largest company in the United States. They take out debt. They use it smart though. They leverage their debt to make money moves. So I don't want anybody to have misconstrued thoughts of saying all debt is bad. Ideally, nobody would have any debt, right? But if you're taking out debt for maybe purchasing a home or your education to advance your career, I don't think that's a bad move. Because that is building wealth, as we talked about, right? And then also it's investing in yourself. So you just have to make those decisions, wisely how you take out debt or how you use debt. Absolutely. But I don't totally shut off the idea of debt because if that was the case, the millionaires and billionaires that are taking out debt now wouldn't be doing it. They're just doing it wisely. So,
no, that's good. That's good because I feel like you said, at least for me growing up, if you heard debt, that's bad. Right. So I think it's good to kind of increase our financial literacy and understanding what debt is and what it's not.
Right, because right now, as a result of the pandemic, Brandi was praising the idea of, and I hope it happens, that President Biden forgives all our student loans. So if somebody's going to school right now, those loans have 0% interest. Right. Zero, none, right? So they're just sitting there, and there's a possibility that our loans get paid off. So why not leverage the news that's going on? Because that's a possibility. And instead of throwing all your money to student loan debt, okay, take out your credit card debt because nobody's canceling that. If they cancel that, then we just I don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere. Right. But yeah, so I think being wise and listening to the news and staying up on current events is definitely important. And make a budget. Like Shanice and I came a long way with our budget. And when I say make a budget, if you are the type of person that is going to go to the gym every day, don't remove your gym membership from your budget. That's unrealistic expectations. Like you're going to pay for that gym membership. So put that in your budget. If you're the type of person where you like to buy shoes, yeah, you can cut back, but don't eliminate it from your budget because you're setting yourself. And Brandi does a great job talking about this. It's the small gains that we're making, right? So don't make an unrealistic budget to pay off debt because what will happen? Speaking from experience, you'll just continue to be in that same cycle because you didn't set up realistic boundaries or realistic expectations for yourself.
Right. No, that's good. I think to your point, that whole realistic budget for you is key. Like yes, it's okay to get somebody else's budget to kind of help you have those parameters, but make it realistic. Right. So I think the biggest takeaway here is that it's not too late. Don't give up. Make a budget. Make a plan. Make it simple, and rock with some like some other people who are like-minded doing the same thing, so that when you struggle, you guys can talk about it, but you can still keep going. I think that's really important. I think we talk about this all the time. I'm like, Gabe, I don't want to do this, but it's like, but Brandi, you're trying to retire. You know, so those type of conversations are important with community. So just stay focused. You got this. Just don't give up. Don't like that, but it's fine. So as always, if you like what you see, make sure you like this video, share it with a friend, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you soon.